okay, Jake paid $13.50 for the admission to the country fair and bought 9 tickets to play games. If he spent a total of $36, what is the cost of one ticket? So, my bad. Okay, so you're finding the cost of one ticket. So the first thing we want to look at is, what is our variable? So our variable here should be then, now that we know what our variable is, we're going to see, is there some sort of total? So the total here is $36. So we know that all the things that Jake is paying for should equal a total of $36. Well, what is he paying for? Well, he paid $13.50 for the admission and then bought 9 tickets. So I know that if I notice that this right here, these tickets, and then the variable is the cost per ticket. So that means they go together. So then I'm going to multiply the 9 times the cost per ticket, and then I'm going to add the $13.50 because that's the other cost to get the total cost of $36. And from here, you just solve this equation. So you can pause the video now and solve it and then come back and check. Okay, so here's the answer I came up with after subtracting $13.50 by both sides, then dividing by 9. I got the answer is $2.50 per ticket. Okay, so in this problem, we have an original equation that has 1/2 being multiplied by the quantity 4 plus 8x, and that equals 17. And so what they're looking is to see if any of these equations are equal to this. So what we have to do is kind of go through the steps of solving this equation by first distributing the fraction here, so multiplying everything by 1/2, and then the result would be 2 plus 4x equals 17. And I have to see, do any of my choices here have this? Well, this says 2 plus 4x equals 8.5. Well, I already know that 2 plus 4x equals 17, so this cannot be a right thing because it can't equal both of those things. And then I keep going. So then I'm like, well, I don't see anything like this yet, so now I'm going to keep subtracting. So now I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides because it's positive, so I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and I would get 4x equals 15. So there is the next level there. So we got, this one is exactly the same as what we have when we're solving, 4x equals 15. So then I'm going to keep going. So now I'm going to keep solving. So now I divide by 4 and divide by 4. And I get x equals, and when I divide 15 by 4, I get 3 3/4, or 3.75. Okay. But I look around here and I'm like, well, nothing here has that kind of solution. So the other thing I can do is, this is the other thing I should do, is I should substitute in what I know the solution to be into either one of these equations. Because if they have the same value for x, then they are equivalent. So 4 plus 8 times 3 3/4, does that equal 34? And if it does, then they are equivalent. Same thing over here. If I do 2 equals 17 minus 8 times 3 3/4, if that's a true equation, then they are equivalent. So go ahead and check and see which one of these last two are right. Okay, last one. And then finally, Clara has 9 pounds of apples. She needs 1 1/4 to make 1 pie. So that's 1 1/4 apples per pie. If she takes out 1 1/2 pounds of apples to make applesauce, how many pies can she make? So if you notice, this 1 1/2 pounds of apples only relates to the applesauce. It doesn't have anything to do with pies. She's removing the apples to make the applesauce. Then she's using the rest of the apples to make the pie. So I look and see that this is pies, and my unit rate is per pie. So if P is the number of pies, that's my variable, and I know the next thing I'm looking for is my total. The total amount she has is 9 pounds of apples. Whoops, didn't mean to cross it out like that. So I know that I'm going to use the apples to make pies, and I'm going to use the apples to make applesauce. So pounds plus pounds equals pounds. So then this is the pounds of apples to make the applesauce, because people think set aside, they're going to subtract. That's solving. So I'm going to combine the apples together because they equal 9. So then, but this wouldn't work because this is pies. So I can't add pies plus pounds. That's where this unit rate comes in. 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4 pounds per pie times the number of pies is going to give me how many apples we're using for the pies. Plus 1.5 pounds is the apples for this applesauce.